Do you remember the last time your son asked for help with his homework? What did you say? How about the most recent story you read to your baby? Do you remember what it was? We all want our kids to succeed, but how many of us are taking the steps necessary to ensure that that happens? As an educator, I hear it all the time. Algebra? I don't remember how to do that. Ask your teacher. That's what he gets paid for. Then in conferences. Well, this is the first time that I'm hearing that my child is struggling. As parents, we often think that it's the teacher's job to supply the education for our children. But being a parent and a teacher, I can assure you that it is both of our jobs. More and more these days, parents are not becoming involved or not staying involved in their children's education, and our children are the ones who are suffering. Every parent wants the opportunity for his child to become successful. One of the best ways of assuring that that happens is by maintaining involvement in their academic lives. There's tons of research to show all the positive benefits of parental involvement. For example, according to the Michigan Department of Education, when parents are involved, students have higher grades, test scores, and graduation rates. Higher grades and test scores equal better college opportunities, and every parent wants that. Better attendance. When kids stay in school, not only can we vouch for their whereabouts, but we're ensuring that they're receiving all of the benefits of being in the classroom and getting all the information they need to be successful in school. Better self-esteem and increased motivation. When students have involved parents, they become more confident in their work and their abilities. Parents who encourage their kids are providing more than just a temporary high. They are giving their children higher self-esteem, which translates in many positive ways, in and out of the classroom. Decreased use of drugs and alcohol. If a child is at school, then he isn't on the streets, and incidents of participation of experimenting with drugs and alcohol are decreased. If a child knows that his parent is watching and wary, he's much less likely to participate in these risky behaviors. ChildTrends.org says, a recent meta-analysis showed that parental involvement in school life was more strongly associated with high academic performance for middle schoolers than helping with homework. This means that you don't have to be a rocket scientist to be helpful to your child. Curriculum throughout the years has changed so much that it's no wonder that many parents are intimidated by the prospect of helping their kids. But even if you can't help with the content, you can still be an important part of the learning process just by staying involved. Now, I know what you're thinking. Staying involved takes a lot of time I don't have. I already have a crazy schedule, going to grocery stores, going to work, making sure that the laundry gets done, everybody's fed and clean, and yeah, the list goes on and on. The reality is that there are things you can do that don't even impact your schedule. Mark Solomon from Metro Parent Daily says that the number one way to help improve your child's education is to teach your child that learning is his job. It may seem counterintuitive to expect you to stay involved while leaving your child to learn how to learn, but children who are taught at home how to learn will have greater academic success. This is because, according to BigThink.com, the lesson you never get taught in school is how to learn. These are lessons that should be implemented into a daily routine rather than being a separate lesson. It's really easy to do this. For example, at the dinner table, you can ask your child questions about the daily events that are happening in the world. This is an easy way to make sure that your child is staying on top of current events and encourages things like reading the newspaper or at least the internet headlines or the Facebook headlines. And it's a way for you to start conversation that could influence your child to continue on in that respect. Staying involved is super easy. All you have to do is model the value of learning and hard work. If your child sees you succeeding, he's more likely to imitate those behaviors that lead to success, especially if he can see a reward at the end. So if you're doing well at your job, make sure that your child knows this and that he can see what kinds of benefits will come of that success. Encourages development and progress. Even small milestones are milestones. Encouraging even minimal progress assures your child that he or she is on the right path, and that can go a long way in keeping them from straying from it. So just being encouraging, which is something that most parents want to do anyway, is really helpful to your child's adolescent growth and development. Monitor activities outside the classroom. Again, this one should be pretty much common sense to most parents. You want to know what your kids are doing. Knowing where they are and what they're doing is important because monitoring their activities means that you're giving your children more opportunities to make positive choices and fewer opportunities to find a reason not to succeed. We all know that there are bad things that our kids could get involved in. So you staying involved in their in their after-school activities ensures that they know that you're watching and that they're going to be more conscientious about the choices they're making. Encourage reading, writing, and discussion outside of the classroom. Even if it's just brief dinner table conversation, the recounting of current events by watching the news, or reading your kids a bedtime story. Encouraging critical thinking skills is so important to allowing your child to develop academically. We want to show our kids that they won't always know the answer, but they can always know how to find the answer. Lastly, parent involvement should start young, ideally from a newborn age, but it is never too late to get involved. Most of these suggestions are simple and easy to implement into your daily routine. You don't have to make radical changes to your behavior or set aside huge chunks of time to make a difference in the life of your child. Even the busiest parents have the opportunity to show their children how important their educations are, and even the smallest amount of encouragement can encourage the biggest changes in our children's lives. Thanks. Have a great day.